Our next speaker is Ms. Nandita Lakshmanan, Chairperson and Chief Executive Officer of the practice. Ms. Lakshmanan has served on various prestigious juries to determine excellence in public relations, including the 57th Cannes Lions International Advertising Festival for the PR category. In 2014, she won the Sabre Individual Award for her contribution to the PR industry in India. The award called out the practice as unquestionably one of the best PR firms, showcasing a grown up, ethical approach that has served the firm well in a fast changing marketplace. Exactly the kind of marketplace that we find ourselves in today. She will share an address on the topic Reputation, a Valuable Currency in the Trust Economy. Ma'am, I request you to take the virtual stage.
Well, thank you so much, Varun, and to Ad Gully for the invitation to speak today at the event to launch the list of powerful influencers of 2020. And I've thoroughly enjoyed listening to perspectives shared so far by Dipali and Josie. And hi, Josie, it's been a while since we met. We're great connecting here on this platform.
Absolutely. Thank you, Nandita. Thank you.
So, in many ways, I think the events of 2020 have made us go back to the basics. I've lived long enough to say that everything about the last decade was, to me, excessive. I'm not sure if many of you share that point of view. But technology has swept us off our feet, introducing us to new ways of living, bringing to us choices, experiences that we never imagined, and pushing us to directions that we choose to follow, albeit a bit reluctantly. So, in all of this, while we opened ourselves up to the world that has brought us significant benefits, and really that cannot happen without trust. The ongoing discussions that we hear on a daily basis on protectionism, fake news, the rising street protests, the data privacy regulation, are all indicative of a devaluation of trust. So I find myself saying very often that we came into this pandemic wounded. Global economies were under strain, our communities were polarized, the governments, businesses, and media across the world were going through erosion of trust. The pandemic and the lockdown revealed both the resilience and the fragility of our ecosystems, familial, businesses, societies, etc. It revealed our ability to conform and to resist, and it revealed the excesses and the deficiencies and the inadequacies in our systems. If there was one thing that business leaders were forced into, it was this. The last 8 months brought back, the public in public relations. And I'm not saying this from a practitioner's point of view, but what I observed amongst my client repertoire and also outside, how stakeholder engagement, which sits at the heart of what we do, public relations, was dominant during this time, and it must continue. Leaders from all spheres, be it political, business, institutional, religious, have realized that in times of acute crisis, continuous and direct dialogues with stakeholders is important. And underpinning these dialogues and engagement is clarity of purpose, a deep sense of integrity, and unwavering dependability. And now, in a week, we will all leave behind 2020. And as we do that, I hope we don't leave behind the lessons we've all learned. What I learned personally over the last 8 months is that a culture of transparency and honesty, led by frequent and seamless flow of communication on the state of our business, had us in good stead. We recalibrated our expectations of ourselves, allowing for the emotional, physical, and mental upheaval we all went through. In all of this, there was a deep sense of awareness of our capabilities, our shortfalls, our strengths, and what we could achieve collectively. We focused on what was in our control, which was the way we managed our people and clients, and stopped trying to manage things out of our control. I remember what Mr. Narayan Murthy always said, bad news must take the elevator, good news can take the stairs. So our ability to confront the bad news or the not so good news and find new directions was something that held us in good stead. In all the dramatic twists and turns, we ensured that the trust of our clients and our employees was intact. We were flexible, we adapted, and we were accepting. Leadership in the new normal is actually going to go back to the fundamentals. In a recent discussion at a Spectra conclave, I heard a wonderful conversation between Rama Bijapurkar and Suresh Narayanan, the CEO of Nestle India. It was around brand purpose, which is now being spoken about, especially in these times. Mr. Narayanan said, insecurity is loud, strength is silent, signaling that purpose of every brand organization must be pithy, simple and clear. The coming years will be about silent strength, about walking the talk, about authenticity. The old-fashioned word character will be necessary to shine through in leaders. And out of character, for individuals and businesses and institutions, will emerge reputation that will be an invaluable currency in this rather chaotic world. Reputation. Now let me kind of say that it has to be earned by walking the talk through demonstrable actions and not just smart, quirky, creative stunts and gimmicks. By taking a stand on issues with unwavering resolution is what will help leaders prove their mettle. Reputation that is earned through demonstrable models and behaviors that exude purpose, integrity, and dependability, the pillars of trust as articulated by Richard Edelman, will be one of the biggest criteria for success of organization and leadership. Increasingly, we're hearing words like empathy, compassion, humility, inclusion, sustainability, diversity, resilience. Soft yet powerful words is in that these must be heard louder and assertively in leadership lexicon. There is need to humanize leadership. I think we've spent way too much time deifying it, imposing messianic qualities on leaders, making leadership authoritarian, a display of ego, and everything that it shouldn't be. It is therefore to pass every action through a litmus test of reputation underpinned by trust. Every action. Take a 360-degree view of every action, how it impacts all stakeholders, employees, communities, investors, customers, supply chain, governments, civil society, everyone. There is much to be done in the years to come. You just have to take a look at the issues around us to know that there is a lot that must be changed in order for us to have an equitable world. And the action must start with those in leadership positions who are well equipped to be the change. Gender diversity in the workplace, appreciation of multicultural and racial sensitivities, divergent points of view on institutional behavior, policy changes, and then the pandemic and its ongoing aftermath we're experiencing. These are but a few of the rumblings. The last few months have taught us that we can't predict what is in store for us. Leadership that thinks, acts in the interest of stakeholders, starting at home, starting with the I. I'd like to conclude by repeating what I said earlier. The new normal is about humanizing leadership, and that is going to be good for me, for you, and the world. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for that amazing address. I think there's no denying the importance of a trust economy without which even our digital payments ecosystem, which is growing fast today, would not be possible if your merchants were not able to trust the payments that you're able to. So it's a very important part of the economy.